Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much. So, can you show me then, how do you wear this chador?
We're in Iran, and as we make our way, we're expecting what most Americans probably would expect. A place of rage, especially toward the West, which is increasingly concerned about Iran's nuclear ambitions, where freedom of expression is non-existent. But we soon discover there is another side to the Islamic Republic. Beyond those chants of death to America, there is an Iran unknown to most Americans. Young people singing for joy at a rally for a presidential candidate.
You know, we're human, we're not terrorists.
A woman who used to be a man, her sex change operation approved by the Iranian government. A proactive government policy to prevent AIDS.
I like you too, if you listen to me. Don't worry, okay?
A place where a Muslim cleric kisses a Jewish leader in friendship. And where women have more options than you might think. Tonight, a journey into a country of contradictions at a significant moment in history. In Iran, voices of a new generation are beginning to be heard.
We are looking for more freedom.
Everyone answers to a religious cleric known as the supreme leader. But there is also an elected president who runs the day-to-day government. And later this week, voters here will go to the polls to choose their next president. And the fiery Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is facing a serious challenge. Could the results alter the course of U.S.-Iranian relations?
I would like to speak clearly to Iran's leaders.
At a time when the U.S. itself is showing signs of changing course.
This process will not be advanced by threats. We seek instead engagement that is honest and grounded in mutual respect.
But realistically, is mutual respect even possible between the United States and Iran?
The true Iran is probably very much like America.
Houman Majd understands both cultures better than most. The son of an Iranian diplomat, he grew up in the West, becoming a New York-based writer. He's written a book describing the many paradoxes of modern-day Iran.
Most people have the same desires and same needs as most Americans do. There's a very big difference in the religion. But in reality, what goes on in people's homes, what people think, what people do, aspire to, is very similar to what Americans desire and aspire to.
Then why all the tension? To understand, consider Iran's rich history dating back more than 2,000 years, when it was called the Persian Empire, a civilization that came up with the first human rights doctrine and many other innovations.
Iran is the source of polo?
Very town we're sitting in right now, yes.
What else?
Backgammon, chess, certain mathematical theories, astronomy. All that goes back centuries and centuries, thousands of years. So Iranians are very, very proud of all that, yes.
The trouble between Iran and the United States started in the 1950s. After centuries of rule by monarchs known as the Shahs, Iran was moving toward democracy. But the U.S.'s CIA helped get rid of Iran's democratically elected leader in favor of the Shah, who became known for repressing his people. They revolted in 1979. A cleric, Ayatollah Khomeini, returned to Iran from exile to lead the Islamic Revolution. The U.S. gave the Shah refuge. In retribution, a group of Iranian students seized the U.S. embassy in Iran's capital, Tehran, and held more than 50 Americans hostage for 444 days. That set the tone for U.S.-Iranian relations for the next 30 years. Worsening the tensions, the U.S. supported Iraq in its war against Iran in the 1980s, when hundreds of thousands of Iranians were killed, some with chemical weapons.
They resent that greatly, that the United States took the side of a brutal dictator like Saddam Hussein, who had invaded their country illegally.
Even today, you can see the depth of emotion at this cemetery where tens of thousands of Iran's soldiers are buried. and in the way people line up to kiss a well-known hero from that war.
All families have somebody who served. My own family included. They witnessed a horrific war.
Mistrust runs deep on both sides, with the U.S. pointing to Iran's poor record on human rights and its support for terrorist groups like Hezbollah and Hamas.
States like these and their terrorist allies constitute an axis of evil, arming to threaten the peace of the world.
Relations worsened further after the election of President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, known for his anti-U.S. and anti-Israel diatribes, and for his repeated questioning of the Holocaust. But seeds of change may now be taking root in Iran.
I have no freedom of speech, and so I'm trying to change my destiny by voting.
Of the 70 million people in Iran, 2/3 are under the age of 30. Many are wary of talking openly, but we'll meet some who are willing to tell a stranger about the change they want.
What kind of freedom do you want?
Coming up, in a country where this kind of thing can land you in jail, the beginnings of tolerance.
The government would crack down if it were in downtown Tehran. They feel like this is sort of away from the eyes of the religious.
When this special edition of Dateline Inside Iran continues.